Hi guys, I am Key Perry. I am going to keep glancing over at my screen because I have notes and I don't do video a lot, so I'm not used to doing a video. Um, I am going to combine my intro video because I have not had a chance to do that because this has been one of those weeks where I cannot catch up in any aspect of my life. But that's okay. It's all right. It's all good. Get done what you need to get done is what I've learned. One of my big takeaways since becoming a coach, actually. So that ties in. But I want to give you a little background on me because I think that's important. I don't usually like talking about myself, but I think that it helps for you to know a little more about who I am and where I come from, and as you're thinking about why I'm doing this. So I had kind of a crazy life. I was born to literally two 21-year-old hippies who were both from Brooklyn but had traveled out to live off the fat of the land in Sonoma, California. I was born. 6 months later, my mom realized that really wasn't working with the baby and drove back to Brooklyn with me. Yep, California to Brooklyn. You heard that right. She proceeded to have two more children with two more men, and we spent a lot of my childhood kind of scraping by, figuring it out, surviving, lots of stepfathers and boyfriends, and eventually she went down not a great path and got into drugs, even more drugs than the hippies were doing, worse drugs, whatever you want to call it. And so as a kid, I kind of just put my head down. I took care of my two younger siblings who were 2.5 and 8 years younger than me. And as I got a little older, started getting into a little bit of trouble and ended up moving to live with my grandmother, who really was my saving grace and my mentor. She just passed away at 97 last year. And she was a professional and showed me what it was like to have a structured life and a good life. And I luckily followed her lead instead of my mom's and went to college and got a job. And I sometimes say I rebelled by being conservative and quote unquote straight, eating crappy food, because even among the craziness, they were extremely healthy, making almond milk from scratch and such when I was little, all of that. So never took any medicines, always took echinacea and all this natural stuff that was embarrassing. So fast forward, I now have a husband who I've been married to for almost 13 years and together for almost 18. We have a 10-year-old son. We both have careers. Life is incredibly busy, as it is for many of you. So when Christine asked me to coach, I thought she was crazy. I thought, I do not have any time for this. Did not know where I would find the time, but I don't know, something drew me in, and I was drinking the Shakeology and doing the workouts, and they were working for me, and I had struggled all my life with figuring out how to make fitness and health and weight loss a consistent thing in my life. So I figured I'd do it for the discount. And so I did that. I signed up to be discount, didn't do anything else, just continued to drink the Shakeology and do the workouts. And eventually people started asking. They just started saying, "Oh, you look good. What are you doing?" And I'd talk about the challenge groups and how awesome they were and tell them to come join me. And next thing I knew, I was running my own challenge groups. And next thing I knew, I had more challengers. And next thing I knew, I had a coach or two I was working with. And it just kind of happened gradually over the last year and a half. So to try to address some of the FAQs, certainly the I don't have time one is legit, and except that this never feels like work. It feels like fun. It feels like it's something I'm doing anyway. Doing my workouts, drinking my shake. So if I post, they'll say, if I wanted to really build a business, I should be posting every day. I don't always have time to post every day. But I also am not really in this focused on the money and really focused on the business. I'm focused on giving myself more accountability, being a part of a community of people who are trying to do the same thing. And sure, making a little money on the side certainly doesn't hurt. So it is something you can put as little or as much time as you want into it. And the more you put in, the more you'll make. And, after a little while, I am starting to see a decent kind of residual income with people drinking Shakeology, people doing the workouts, people now referring people to me, etc. I'm jumping around on the questions, but I do not ever feel like a salesperson. I am putting out there what I am doing and what has worked for me. Yes, I do reach out to people. That was a big jump, but in order to be successful, I do think you need to find a way that's comfortable for you to put yourself out there in the form of shooting someone an email or a Facebook message and saying, hey, I run challenge groups now. Would you want to be a part of one? Sounds scary at first, totally isn't. So many people write back and say, oh my God, I've been watching you and you've been so inspiring and I would love to be a part of it. Lots of people don't write back and lots of people say, nope, not for me, but that's okay. All we're doing is putting out there the chance to be a part of it. And if it works, great. And if it doesn't, that's okay. The thing about not knowing enough people, I am almost only working my business through Facebook. I don't really do it with friends in person. Sometimes I do if it comes up, but again, I'm not trying to be salesy. That doesn't work actually in the end. But again, if you put yourself out there even a teeny tiny bit, you will find people will come to you. And there are lots of ways to meet people, either acquaintances or complete strangers on Facebook that we can get into in more detail at another time. But there's a lot of training out there, I would say, for all of this. So none of this is anything you need to be doing on your own or be doing anything you're not comfortable doing. I want to make sure I get to the Shakeology piece about why Shakeology is so expensive. I did a lot of research on this and really tried to find a way to make the basic protein shakes that are much less expensive work. I have Crohn's disease, which is essentially ulcers on your colon. I have felt so much better that way as far as that goes. I have so much more energy. My digestion is so much better. My metabolism is so much better. I just filled out my timesheet. I have not taken a single sick day in at least 2 years. In the 2 years that I've been drinking Shakeology, my skin feels better, although it looks terrible in this video right now, but my skin feels better, my hair, I can't tell you enough. And if you do the research into what those ingredients are, this actually goes back to my hippie roots a little bit. A lot of those things that are in there, the spirulina, the prebiotics and probiotics, all the superfoods we hear about all the time, the quinoa protein, the pea protein, the sacha inchi, now the matcha, which they just added. Every last ingredient that you read in there is just super healthy. Not processed, not fake, nothing added, nothing artificial. If you just listen to a couple of podcasts about what goes into it and research what those ingredients are, I think you'll be impressed. And the fitness expert piece. I still do not think of myself as a fitness expert by any means. I still sometimes look at myself and think, oh, I'm a little chubby still. It doesn't matter. You're going to inspire a certain kind of person. Many of you know that I inspire people who enjoy their wine and food and like to do that in addition to being healthy and trying to keep your weight down. That's the light. That's my computer screen. So this is about sharing where you are in your journey, and someone out there is going to need to hear that at that moment in time. So I think I will let that be that for now. I want you to tell us your biggest takeaway. I'm sorry, I'm a little tired, so I hope that I wasn't babbling too much. And I also want you to let us know if there is anything we did not answer. No hard feelings if I didn't answer anything that you were hoping to know, or if I didn't answer a question as well as you would have liked. Please, please, please let us know that. And I will try to participate more this weekend. Okay, thanks guys. Bye.